Hello, my friends, and welcome back to yet another prediction that I have for Bitcoin, Solana, and DOT, which was requested by a subscriber. I wish I could have bring this chart ways like a couple days prior to this. I was very busy. Something really bizarre and really like crazy happened where I lived. So I was like without any kind of electricity for like a couple days. Anyways, this is a chart that I have. Like I said, I wish I published this in my social media. I had this all already, but 3 days ago, something like that, before the month even began. So this is December, and this is a chart for December. Now, right off the bat, you are noticing that I have made yet even more additions, modifications to the chart. I'm making these ellipses, whatever, however you pronounce them. And for the time being, just don't pay any attention to these guys. Don't pay attention to them. Just ignore them. Just do your best and pay no attention to them. They're just another way to represent powerful impulses. That's it. So we're going to be looking at that Bitcoin. This chart is showing a lot of yellows. So that really means, with a simple look, it kind of means that this month is maybe not going to be as bullish as November was. Could have some troubles on the price, maybe some undecided days where the price is really struggling to go and break even to get another all-time high. This is going to be a month, I think, with lots of interesting movements, potential very volatile days. So the first days that I have is tomorrow and the 4th. So we could potentially wait for a correction on these days. Pay attention to the days of the 4th and 6th of December, which could be powerful corrections. They are in line with these yellow circles, which obviously means volatility. Yellow circles obviously mean volatility. Now, because some days overlap, for example 5 or 6, we could see powerful volatility in these days. But like I was saying, ignore these green trends of these green ellipses. For the time being, just focus on the traditional circles that I always bring and the boxes, which were the recent addition in the last chart. Now we could see maybe the price get around a significant level by these days, 8 or 9, possibly even extending to the 10 of December. But also pay attention that the 9 could be a very volatile day, and it could also be a volatile day in a correction fashion. So pay attention to that and be prepared for that. Now the next days are basically a range of days, which basically span a significant portion, almost a week, at least 5 or 6 days, where the price is going to be either very volatile or very undecided. For example, we could see that the price goes has a day where it's completely a correction, and the next day is completely an impulse, and the losses are reversed, and vice versa, or where the price ends on a similar position where it opens. It's going to span a range of basically, like I was saying, possibly even 5 or 6 days. Now there's the potential of also seeing some powerful uptrends, impulses by these dates, which is December 13 all the way to 16. Especially on the 16, it's a single circle, so that means lots of powerful movements around this date. Now after that comes a potential correction on the 17 or 18, possibly even both. I will be more worried about the 18 because that gives way to more volatility on the 19, 20, which also coincide with possible corrections on this day. So be prepared for that, especially on the 19. I think it's going to be a very volatile day. Now, next up, we have possibly even more corrections on the 21, 22. Be prepared for a very volatile 20 as well. and possibly also at 29. After that comes a range, possibly a cool down on the 23, 24, followed by which I think is going to be possibly the best trick, one of the best days, because we have potential green days consecutively. We have 25, 26, 27, 28. Especially on the 27, 28, these days could bring some massive amounts of profits on these days. The price could really break a new all-time high, possibly reach a new level, something like that. So be prepared for this on these days, especially 27, 28. But after that, my friends, comes a significant downtrend, possibly also consecutive red days. The worst case scenario could be actually 4 consecutive days. For example, 29 all the way to the final day of the month. All of them could be red. So be aware of that. After this massive impulse, massive gains, massive profits, comes unfortunately massive corrections. So be aware of that. Remember this pattern of the last circle. That is very important. It's one of the strongest pattern. It's actually even stronger than we have with this final green circle, which was the case on the prediction for November. So yeah, like I was saying, just don't pay attention to these ellipses. Just focus on the boxes and the normal circles, and we should be okay. Now the next prediction that I have, Solana, is I think going to be, it's already a favorite in my social medias, especially on Twitter. Lots of people like Solana. It's one of the coins that I trade the most, especially always interact the most. I even have my own meme coins design on the Solana blockchain, so it was a fun experience. But yeah, we have basically almost the exact same scenario. We do have some differences, but Solana also shows a majority of yellow circles, followed by red circles, which is kind of worrying for Solana, especially considering that it's not really performing that well compared to Bitcoin. But given that old season is very, very, very soon to really happen, I mean, it's like a couple months away to be in the climax of the old altcoin season. Maybe this could mean something about that. Anyways, we have, like I was saying, similar scenarios. We have tomorrow could be very volatile for Solana specifically, followed by potentially a green fourth, followed by a range of undecided days. Very volatile days, I think, because Solana is not really showing lots of range. So it's going to be very volatile, I think, followed by corrections on the 7th or 8th. Now, again, just like Bitcoin, guys, I told you this month brings lots of undecided, lots of potential volatility where it's very hard to pin down an actual trend for the price, because we have the same amount of days, 6 or 5 days of yellow, just pure yellow trends. So the price is going to be very undecided, very volatile, and very unclear as to where the direction is really coming from. I think that will only clear by the 13th of or 14th of December, where we could see actually a correction. A special take note of this day, the 14th of December, which could be a very volatile day. Now this comes, there's a potential of nice juicy profits on these days, 15, 16, possibly even consecutive green days. Let's hope that's the case, because after that comes a correction on the 17th, a yellow day on the 18th, and another correction on the 19th or 20th. Also take notice, note that this day, the 20th of December, is going to be a very volatile day as well. Same pattern repeats right here. So after that comes another very volatile day on the 21st, possibly a correction given that it's the beginning of this circle. After that comes a yellow circle, possibly a cool down to a lead, which will lead to even lower positions on the 25 or 26. And after that comes a recovery on the 27, 28, and Solana basically finishes the month on yellow. Both as the last two circles of the chart are yellow. Now it's going to be possibly even more volatile than Bitcoin on these days. Bitcoin finishes on a green and a red circle, which is kind of worrying. Solana is finishing on a yellow circle, which could mean, like I was saying at the beginning, possibly something related to the imminent altcoin season, which is going to be very massive. I mean, you guys are seeing that what Pepe, what XRP, what Stellar is doing. I mean, I just made some massive profits on Stellar. It's just amazing, really. Anyways, that's all I have for Solana. And let's just review the final chart, which is the dot chart. Now, with this dot chart, I have to say that it's very experimental. As you can see, there is no actual circles, traditional circles, as was the case, as is the rule basically in all my predictions. I was I decided to really experiment on this. So it might look like an incomplete chart, but it's really not the case. What I'm doing here is just focusing on possibly the juiciest days and the most worrying days. Now we have potential again. Ignore these ellipses, guys. Both of them, the red and the green ones. Kind of just ignore them. I'm just experimenting on them, and I'll have to decide whether or not this is going to be a good addition to the charts. So just focus on the boxes. We have potential volatile days on the especially 4th and 5th of December. These days could be very volatile, but we already saw that there was a massive push, a massive impulse on the 2nd of December. Like I said, I published this chart. Well, I made the chart several days ago, like 3 days ago. And I wish it could have been available by yesterday, which was the 2nd of December, which is where this powerful uptrend actually began. So don't have much to say, guys. It's the way things work where I live. So yeah, potential even more powerful impulses by this range of days, 13 to the 15th of December, followed by potential even more on the 16, 17, and this is a range of days where it could also be very volatile. We have 21, 22, possibly an impulse, and 23 all the way down, all the way to 25, which will be red days, very powerful red days, so be aware of that. And finally, we have 28, 29 on the green days. Remember, Bitcoin also showed 27, 28, so 28 could be a very, very juicy day, full of profits, full of powerful impulses on many cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. You are seeing this is the case very likely for DOT as well. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for you. I'll keep updating these charts as we go by. I just remind you all to subscribe, share, and like. Excuse the lack of content on these past days. Like I said, it was a very crazy day. It was a very bizarre phenomena. So it was really crazy. Anyways, I wish you a good day, and until then, take care, and I'll see you later. Take care.